Today I just want to make a very quick video and ask you a question to make you think. Are you actually bodybuilding or are you body destroying? Now the reason I want to ask this question is because of an experience that I had previously in the gym. Now I was working out on my own, and this English chap who was also working out at the same time wanted a spot on the bench press. Now I've got no issue whatsoever helping people in the gym. If somebody asks me questions, I'm more than happy to answer, more than happy to help technically if I see somebody doing something particularly wrong, and always available for a spot. Now this particular person had wrist wraps on their wrists, and he also mentioned to me that he had very damaged wrists. I think he mentioned he broke one as well also. He had wraps around his elbows, and he also told me he had really messed up shoulders. However, this didn't reflect in his training. He was asking me for a spot on a 140 kilo bench press, which is something like 315 pounds. And he said to me, I'm going to go for 10 reps. Fair enough, which was very strong for his body weight. He looked like quite a short, quite a small framed guy, you could say. So very strong, great. However, when I was going through the set with him, I didn't mention anything because that's obviously what he wants to do. That's his freedom of choice. So I gave him a spot. We finished the set, I walked away, and it just got me thinking, are people actually concerned with these kind of injuries, and do they actually make an effort to kind of fix them? It's not really, I wouldn't class that as bodybuilding. You're not building up the strength of your joints and your bones and your muscles and trying to actually get the full benefit of what it is you're actually doing. Most of you watching this are probably spending 3 to 5 hours a week in the gym, something along those lines. And you're trying to get all the benefits from weights and resistance training, all the way from reduced chances of death from all the chronic diseases, reduced chances of diabetes, reduced chances of dementia, bigger, stronger muscles, better appearance, lower body fat percentage, better confidence, the whole list of health benefits that comes along with weight and resistance training. And obviously not ignoring the quality of life aspect, the way it's going to make you feel, which is vitally important. And I think you have to ask yourself this question, are you bodybuilding or body destroying? Now this particular person in the example I just mentioned, if you've got messed up wrists, messed up elbows, and messed up shoulders, and you're still trying to bench press 140 kilos for reps, even though it's causing you severe pain, because I could actually see it from his face, it's like, what is the purpose of that bench press? And I think that has to be addressed. So if that was me, and it has been me in the past, I didn't bench press for quite a long time because of a rotator cuff issue I had in my right shoulder through far too many chest presses in my earlier years. So that was something I decided to study. I decided to research what was actually going on and made a conscious effort to understand that I have an issue and take the second step and actually take some action. So I did a ton of banded pull aparts. I did a ton of chin-ups with a chest to bar. I did a ton of rowing movements to try and correct some of the muscle imbalances I had. And now I have healthy shoulders and I am able to bench press pain-free. So I think it's fantastic to aim for the muscular physique that we all want to get. It's fantastic to aim for the strength gains that we want to get. But it's also important to do it all without kind of ignoring the whole quality of life aspect and the pain-free aspects. So we do know that a lot of sedentary people these days have severe cases of knee pain, back pain, etc. And we also know that doing resistance training just for a period of 12 weeks has been shown in lots and lots of research to reduce knee pain and back pain. So a lot of the issue here is that we need to strengthen up the body, and resistance training is a pathway in order to do that. So it's really, really important that we are getting to our goals, but also being very mindful of trying to remain pain-free. And I think I'm just going to leave you with 5 kind of quick performance measures which you should be able to do, I feel, if you've been working out for at least kind of 5 years, something along those lines. If you're working out in the gym and you've been going for more than 2 years, let's say, just actually test yourself with these things. So are you able to do these things? And if not, maybe it's something to look at, that you need to be able to do these things. Now the first one, I think everybody should be able to get down and do 20 strict push-ups from the bottom position with our elbows in. Women can do this on the knees if need be, but that's something that I feel that everybody should be able to do. The second thing I feel everybody should be able to do is from a standing position to touch your toes with straight legs. That's kind of like a flexibility test of the posterior chain. The next thing I think everybody should be able to do is a dead hang from a pull-up bar for just a minute. So 60 seconds dead hang. That'll make sure the shoulders are nice and mobile and kind of thoracic and everything as well. The fourth thing I think everybody should be able to do is an air squat. So basically that's with your hands in the air. just with your body weight, and you should be able to get into a deep squat position. If you can't get into a deep squat position, there's obviously something to look into, whether it may be hip mobility or ankle mobility. And the fifth one, which is probably the toughest out of the 5, is an overhead squat with a barbell. So in order to perform an overhead squat with an empty barbell, that is, you will need a lot of shoulder mobility, a lot of thoracic mobility, which is kind of the upper region of the spine. You will need pretty decent ankle mobility too, as well as hips and a little bit of knee as well. So it kind of is a full body mobility test. And if you can do all of these, you can probably say to yourself, because that's a nice range of activity, you can probably say to yourself, yeah, I'm going to be I'm pretty pain-free. Probably your training is along the right lines. So just to sum up this video, I think it's fantastic if you're watching this and you're going for physique goals, you're going for strength goals, absolutely fantastic. Just be mindful of the other side, where we are trying to increase our quality of life. We are trying to do all of these things and reaching our goals, but also remain pain-free. So definitely be on the side of bodybuilding and not body destroying. That was all for today's very quick video. I'll see you in the next one.